When it comes to a fight, you know you want to win. Tons of energy and concentration is amassed to come out on top, and crap, that wasn't enough. At this point, there's two things that you can do. You can just accept the fact that you lost, or you can make excuses right out of your poop chute to make it seem like you won. Of course, when you're lying about something, you need to be ready to cover up everything. That means backing up your claims and make them seem convincing. Make any gaps in your story and you should expect to get called out on your bull. In this video, we're going to be looking at a he said scenario in a 1v1 in GTA Online and find out who really won this. Before I play everything I have, it should be worth setting the stage. You know, the rules and whatnot. First, what's the context between Varlexityy and KidWithSpeed? I actually forgot. It was probably some argument that just escalated into a 1v1 and that's how this all happened. This was supposed to be a fight on the beach with the first to 10 being the winner. An additional rule is they were not supposed to have each other added. Reason why for that is because when you die, you tend to spawn closer to people that have you as a friend compared to the people who don't. KidWithSpeed, of course, forces an ad anyway, so for that reason he's disqualified and Varlexityy won. Thanks for watching, bye. Nah, just kidding. I'll write it off as both having a rule for the fight. It only makes it fair in that regard. From here, I'll be keeping track of score and EWOs in a bright-ass color at a time lapse. Trust me, if I didn't speed this fight up, we'd be looking at over a half hour of pure cancer. Now, let's go. Yep, that's everything. You're probably asking why the final score is 8-4 if it was first to 10. That's because I didn't capture everything. You might have noticed in the time lapse that I suddenly jumped to the beach to the central mod shop. If you did, congratulations, you found what I didn't capture because I don't have the save clip feature to record the last 30 minutes instead of the 15 that I have by default. Just how much did I lose? Experimenting with the sky and its lighting to tell time like the old days, I'm going to estimate that the time was roughly 8 PM when I was at the beach. The time when I was at the mod shop? I have no idea. These few seconds of getting the wheeled faction out of the parking garage happens to be the only clip where I get a good look of the sky to determine the time. Trying to use that to reflect the world time the best I could, I got plenty of results, but I settled for 23:30. The world advances by 1 minute every 2 real-time seconds, so if I were to take the game minutes between those times and multiply that by 2, that means I'm missing approximately 420 seconds or 7 minutes worth of kills and EWOs. So I guess that's where part of this screenshot comes from. But I'm not done analyzing this yet. As the Evo count went up, you might have noticed some sorts of special notation. Sit tight, because I didn't scrutinize all this for nothing. There were only two main types of this. NC, simply not counted because the Evo was used to get back on the beach since the spawns sometimes like to get you away from that. 11 SR is much more complicated. Whenever something happens in a lobby, a notification depicting that event will be on the feed for generally 11 seconds, sometimes over, sometimes under. If that notification in the feed doesn't go away within that amount of time, that means that action was repeated within the span of that 11 seconds, hence its name 11-second rule. I analyzed everything at double speed, and if a notification of someone dying lasted over 5.5 seconds, I considered an EWO under the 11-second rule. That's how I was able to spot EWOs happening even though I was nowhere near the fight. Okay, I think that's everything. Time to move on to the last bit of this fuckery by covering the epilogue. So Varlexityy gets KidWithSpeed by 10 to 8, and you would think that would have been the end of it. It would have if KidWithSpeed didn't resort to making dumbass excuses like 3 free kills, going up to 20, letting buy ammo. I don't think I need to cover these lies that can't sensibly be defended, so I'm not even going to add watch time by debunking obviously bad excuses. The conclusion? I can't be bothered to capture the entirety of this boring ass fight, and Wade needs to learn when to shut the fuck up.
You be laughing, but I swear this shit ain't funny. You been trying to tell me all this shit, but bitch, I'm done. Leave your crib, you'll find me dancing in a